My name's Chris with Earthworks. We're out here, the pond crew. We got Mr. Tim out here delivering our plants for us today. We're out here at Marsh Landing. We're gonna do a pondless waterfall. It's a little different. We're gonna try to split it around a big canary pond back here. She wanted a low profile pondless. So we got some smaller rocks, not too much height, but we did get some bigger stuff. So the front yard is coming along nicely. So we got some pentas, some lantana, a few blue days, sunshine ligustrum, a few other things. But they've been rocking out, knocking that stuff out. Everything in the front that she wanted planted is planted. Limited access on this. On the other side, we would have to go into the neighbor's yard, basically, which is a no-go. All right, so I'll pull this liner back. The idea is right in this general area towards the double doors over here. We're gonna have a fall going here, and then it's gonna turn real tight. And it's gonna come into the basin right here, a nice little crotch fall that Mike did. And then in the front right here, we got a little fall. But the cool thing about this rock is the way it just naturally is, it kind of slopes down. It's got this cut in it here. So water's gonna come across here, and it's gonna get a little action going on this rock. And it's gonna kind of step down a couple falls right there. And then on this side, what I'm about to do is bring in another piece of liner, a 10 by 10, and we're gonna overlap them so that we can take the right side around this tree right here, this big canary palm. The first one's gonna go towards the dining room, and it's gonna turn back towards the master bedroom, and then it's gonna turn back in here, the one you see at the bottom. So you got 3 turns on that one. So it's a little offset. That one's a little further back. The fall's over here a little forward, so it gives it a little different character. We definitely ran into some issues right here with the patio. We just have to be really smart about the rocks we choose. And it's good because she wants low profile stuff, so it should work. But we're just gonna be real careful about our placement so that when we tuck everything, our berm, we're not getting crazy going down onto the pavers. So one of the big challenges is we could get the dingo, like I was telling you, down the side. We ran plywood, we ran it all the way. There's Mike. This is the guy that's been helping me move all these big rocks today. Thank you for not smashing no fingers or nothing, how it goes. Anyway, we could get stuff down to the corner, and then we had to basically hand move everything. We got some pretty decent sized stuff. So everything back here on this pondless has been set by hand that you see. It's the first time we've done that in a while. So it's like Mike said, back to the roots. Yeah. I just set it up for you, man. In the first 2 days, you got to take over.
Well, there's actually a lot going on with this. We have a mixture of Tennessee fieldstone and Missouri weathered limestone, which is a very nice treat. They blend really well together. You can kind of see our stockpile that we got going on here. They work well. Now the Missouri weathered limestone has a ton of character on it. I'm just gonna flip. This is a good one to show off. Flip this one over for you. Just a bunch of interesting erosion lines on this. I mean, this lip here, you can get super creative with that rock. That's all I'm trying to say. And that's what we're doing. Tim and Chris right now, they're gonna start working on getting this 2-inch plumbing line in. A little different than our typical pondless waterfalls. This is gonna have 2 spillways with 1 pump. So there's a 4,000, 8,000 variable speed aqua surge on this. It's a little bit more different because you got 2 streams coming in. We have 2 pieces of liner. So our first piece of liner that the basin is in is a 15 by 20. Off to this right, where this stream and waterfall are gonna come in, that's a 10 by 10 that we didn't overlap on. So that our first spillway is gonna be up in this area, coming in. Our second waterfall is gonna be this rock here, something nice and wide, a little low profile, which was a design concept that the homeowner wanted us to keep everything kind of low profile. So, we have just a little 8 to 10 inch fall here. Master bedroom, she's gonna get an awesome view of this fall here. Her office is actually kind of her dining room table. That's where she hangs out, does paperwork, computer work, cooks, eats. Majority of her time is spent there. So that's why we have this extra bonus fall that's gonna be back here by this canary, aiming straight at her. A bunch of stuff. I think there's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's gonna be a total of 5 falls on this thing. So a lot of action, a lot of nice noise happening here. So day 3, today we'll have this thing 100%. That's going through a sleeve. Leave that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just dig on this side of it. Yeah, you should be able to take your trench right through there. So after today, with this is all 100%, we are going to be adding all of this nice landscape in here, freshening everything up. There's going to be a walkway kind of leading us out to this nice grass lake bank over here, flagstone walk. We're going to edge it with some smaller field stones to keep everything nice and tight and cohesive. So this is the last day we're going to be out here. Today's Friday. We have a bunch of awesomeness going on right now. So Mr. Murphy over here is finishing up nice detailed little rock wall for her. We have our final touches on landscape going in. We have our sod. We're going to be coming in here, shrinking this bed down just slightly. You know, there's too much mulch space. She likes things real minimal, things to breathe. So we're just going to tighten that up a little bit for her. We just did a little patio ligustrum on the corner there to balance everything out on the house. Over here, we had a small drainage issue. This was the main reason why we came out. This was kind of a funny project because there's so much going on besides the number one reason why she called earthworks in the first place. As you can see, the elevation here from the oak tree, that elevation continued all the way through. This is a low point in her driveway, so the water had nowhere to go. This was a constant pool of water during heavy rains. It's just kind of inconvenient for when you get out of your car and you got to walk through a large puddle before you get into your house. So all we had to do was cut some sod out and just regrade. It only took 1 wheelbarrow worth of dirt getting out of here to recorrect this. We got lucky because there is a catch basin further down here for both her yard and her neighbor's yard. With the grade, they have this small swale. So we just we're just going to lead that water right to that drain. So problem solved. That took like an hour to do. Besides that, the backyard is very close to being done. The water feature is good. We just have the irrigation crew out here, so there's trenches everywhere, but let's go check it out. And this was pretty wild, just coming through here with our dingo. I mean, we had rocks back here that weighed close to 500 pounds. Right here, this is as far as we can go with them, so everything else was moved by hand into the back. So this is it. We have a 5 aqua block Pondless waterfall system right in here, fully lit up. 4,000 to 8,000 adjustable variable speed pump on it. Full landscape package. We did a cool little flagstone walkway leading out to the grass. One of her main concerns was keeping everything low. She loves the view of her lake and she likes seeing the trunks of these ligustrums because they have so much character to it. So it was a lot of problem solving just as far as which plants go where type thing. But that's what we're all about, is just, you know, making the homeowner happy. So once irrigation's done, the crew will move from the front, come to the back. We'll do a quick grade. We'll rake everything out. Then we're going to be mulching this thing, putting the cherry on top. So when a low profile design needs to be met, the main concern and the first thing that you focus on with the Pondless waterfall would be the elevation that your basin's set at. So with this one, if you were to set the basin at the patio elevation, whatever waterfall height you add, you're already going to be, you know, that height over this, meaning everything else you build is going to be on top of your pavers. So what I did was I dug this basin down low enough to where these first 2 waterfalls coming in, they sit 1 inch lower than the pavers. So right off the bat, this elevation that shoots back to the streams, we're fairly close to the elevation of the patio, which means we're gonna have enough room to do 2 more falls higher up. The higher you get right off the basin, the more problems you're gonna run into as far as a low profile look. So everything everything needs to be taken into consideration. You know, you don't want to set this too low, or else you'll end up with like this well pit looking thing. So yeah, this one was about, I think, 10 to 12 inches lower than her patio. It turned out great. Yeah, working with Diane on this one was a lot of fun. She has a lot of particulars that she wanted to touch on, and a lot of that stuff doesn't really show and come into play until we're actually doing this stuff. There's only so far you can push the design and the reality when you're sitting down at the table with the landscape plan and, you know, your estimate in front of you. All the magic really happens out in the field. From day one, she brought me inside of her house and sat down at her dining room table, and we're looking at, from where she spends a lot of her time, what she wants to get out of her yard. She has this very fine-tuned look that she wanted to capture, and we got it. You know, it's been a lot of back and forth, but that's what it takes. I mean, it's not annoying whatsoever for a homeowner to get involved with what they want, you know. So coming out here with the landscape plan, it was great because we were able just to kind of throw that under the table and just have fun, you know, make sure her needs are being met, and then at the same time, as professionals, recommending what's going to work best. All in all, this project's really nice. I'd be happy to hang out here anytime, especially with this water feature. There's so much going on with it. And as you can see, just kind of how low profile everything stayed. That was one of the main things. One of the main concerns was just not blocking the lake view, of course. It's going to look incredible once everything grows in. We have a lot of stuff that's going to interact with the rocks, a lot of mondo grass that's going to fill all these fun little planting areas that you can't really get a 3-gallon plant in. And that's what makes this project, is these little highlighted spots.